What up, everyone? It's your boy Russ with the Comic Cave, and I finally got the homie back. Last time Dende was in the building, we was talking about his influence from, man, he was into way more anime and shit than I originally even realized. I didn't know you was into Naruto. I didn't know that you was into Gurren Lagann. We went deep on that, so definitely go back and check out our last episode together. If you guys don't remember, if you're new to tuning in, since we did have to create a new YouTube channel, if you're new to checking this out, Dende is a alright artist. I don't know. He alright. We might have a little clip of his music at the end, or a little live performance if I can get that together again for you guys so you can get a taste of what he does. But this time, I was hanging out with you the other day, and you are watching for the first time One Piece. And One Piece is looked at as one of the best animes of all time. In Japan, it's the #1 anime. You go there, you're gonna see more Luffy than Goku, than Naruto, than like anything else. Like, Japan freaking loves Luffy. I personally, I got into One Piece for a little bit. I respect the direction that they go. Oda, who writes One Piece, he's probably the best at like world development and like character development and like world building and character development out of like anybody. I gotta be real about that. But like, I read it and I stopped around, we were talking about this, I stopped around Thriller Bark, and then you started watching it, and I actually haven't, like, I've seen some episodes here and there, but I hadn't gotten deep into like the anime or anything. So I wanted to talk to you, since you're watching it now.
100%.
How does it hold up to today's standards? Because you're watching other anime as well. Do you think that the older episodes are still good? Do you think that the anime still rocks? I want to talk to you. And you're at, what'd you say? You're about Thriller Bark now?
I'm in Thriller Bark right now.
See, and you're like right about where I left off. So it's pretty good. Like, I still have a pretty good memory of it, and I'd kind of like to compare like the manga to the anime. Like, what are some of the changes that they did? I just want to get into it. I want to talk a little bit of One Piece. I want to talk a little One Piece. So what made you, first off, what made you decide to go back and watch it? Because that's a challenge, bro. That thing's 1,000-something episodes now.
Yeah, it's over 1,000. Everybody that knows me knows that I love anime, and since forever, everybody's just, well, you need to watch One Piece. You need to watch One Piece, and I'm like, look, guys, the only reason I've been able, because I've watched Naruto numerous times at this point, probably like two or three times, like all of it.
All of it. Yeah.
And they'll be like, you can watch all of Naruto, and I would be like, yeah, but I grew up watching Naruto, so like I could just go back and watch it again and be like, oh, I still feel nostalgic about this, but I had never seen One Piece, so I was like, this is about to be 1,000 episodes. I'm not watching this, bro. Like, they were like, you gotta watch it. And one day I just decided I was gonna start it, and I'm very glad I did, because
now you hooked.
I watch it literally every single day. When I have time to sit there and watch something, it's just One Piece. I don't watch anything else. I literally, right now, I'm just like, we're gonna watch all of them.
All of it.
Like,
yeah, you seem to be moving through it pretty quick. Like, it was only a week or two ago when I asked that you like started it. Now you're all the way at Thriller Bark.
Yeah,
like, that's 300-something episodes.
I'm on 345 or 346 or something.
Dude, yeah, no, you're moving through it. That's a lot. Yeah, you're like a third of the way. Like,
yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So like the older episodes, like when it first begins, you could obviously tell that this show was old as hell. Like,
just so you see the development even between then.
You're watching it happen. Like you're literally watching the animation style get better, and like the budget get bigger. Like,
right. Have you watched any of the movies? Like, are you trying to catch those as you go through?
I haven't seen any of the movies actually, so I should probably do that. It's
I think that because you're using my Funimation account, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they have some of the movies up on there.
Okay, so that.
Funimation goes hard. Shout out to Funimation, by the way. Everybody's on Crunchyroll and shit, but like, I prefer
Crunchyroll. Does Funimation have commercials, or do you just pay for one that doesn't?
I mean, but you can pay to take the commercials.
Yeah, but Crunchyroll commercials is really annoying. I mean, I did have a Crunchyroll account at one point, but I feel like I was limited on what I could watch.
If I'm not mistaken, Funimation actually recently bought Crunchyroll, so they're about to like own all of that. Anyways,
shout out to monopolies.
Right. Well, so I wanted to get kind of some of your thoughts. So like when I first, like, same thing, man. Like, I mean, I started reading One Piece, and I am typically, I like to read, I don't know, it kind of depends. Normally I do like to read more manga than I do like watching the animes in general. I don't know necessarily when that came in for me, but even back when I started reading it, because I started reading it, I think I was like 16 or 17. So that was like, dude, I'm 29 now. I'm almost 30. So that was more than 10 years ago that when I was going through my spurt of reading it. But even then, everybody at that time was like, you got to read One Piece. You got to watch One Piece. Like, I had friends that were super into it. And my hesitation personally for me was like, dog, those characters look weird. Like, I couldn't get past the art. Like, I was like, I don't. And I heard that like a few other people had like it's the same hesitation, that they weren't like too into the art style. But man, once you get into like that development, like it definitely, it has a way to pull you into that world.
I
For sure.
feel like it might be my favorite like world of any anime I've seen so far. Just even though there hasn't even been many yet, people have already told me, but I've already seen a couple. Like the amount of callbacks that happen, where you're just like, "Oh,
dude,
word, that's crazy." Like, dude,
and to think about the callbacks that they do, because like Oda set stuff up when he first wrote the manga, and it'll be like 20, like literally 20 years like of our lifetime later that he does like a callback to something or something.
It's ridiculous.
It's like how do you like is the dude thinking that far out?
Or is he just like, I remember this, I kind of like this, let me bring it back.
Or is he just like, yeah, is it just off the whim? Like, I don't know, like my mind don't work like that for sure. It's wild. It's wild how cohesive the world is, and each time like you get a new development. See, that's one of like my pet peeves when it comes to like animes and mangas and comics in general, is sometimes like a plot will develop or something, like a plot point will develop, and it's just convenience. It's just to get something across,
and it never comes back to it.
And it just never even comes back to it, or it's like there was no build up to it. Like it didn't make sense. Like you just don't even see it coming. They literally just do this thing just to move the plot forward, right? Whereas One Piece, like there always tends to be some type of build up to what's gonna happen, or once they introduce a certain mechanic, it still plays throughout the rest of the anime and manga, and like it still works for the anime. It just doesn't seem like it was done just to be done for plot convenience, pretty much. Like everything seems so methodical. Like
one that I like so far, and they still haven't like resolved it, is the one that just happened. Where what is his name? Brooke, the skeleton guy.
Yeah.
Where they found out he was on that crew that left the whale, bro.
Dude,
left,
right,
what's his name?
right.
Loof or Laboom or something like that. That's such a crazy, because that's literally when they first get to the Grand Line. That's like episode like 1 something.
Right.
So it's
right.
like,
And then like 200 something episodes later, they have that callback. And from my understanding, it just gets even more and more. I was watching a guy named Totally Not Mark on YouTube, and he did a blind review of it recently where he didn't know anything about it, and he went back and he read it. He read the manga, and just as he was going through it, like he was talking, I need to go back and like try to pick up where I left off. I got just past Thriller Bark, and like from my understanding, like it gets better from there. Like
that's what everybody keeps telling me, because I told everybody my and it's still right now it's a toss up between Alabasta and Skypiea of my favorite ones.
So I really like Skypiea. Everybody likes Alabasta. I get that.
I love Alabasta.
I
also love
it's
Skypiea. It's amazing.
Really, and actually, that's like to the point of what I was kind of saying is one of the mechanics that they introduced within Skypiea was the shells or whatever, and like how they like you can call or like whatever, they had different abilities, right, if I can remember correctly. And just like, so normally in an anime or comic or whatever, something like that just it feels like it's done randomly. However, each of the islands that they go to has its own like system of economics, has its own like world building that then also play into the grand scale of the whole world of One Piece.
Right.
And that's just what's mind-boggling to me, because like, yeah, just the economic, or like just how, not the economics, but just how the shells worked, and then like that became a thing that they still use throughout farther. Like it's still built off of it.
I think one of my favorite like things that kind of just like progressed through was when you were about to get to Alabasta, when you're dealing with that what's the company, the assassin company or the bounty hunter company, like right before they tried to recruit
You
Zoro.
talking about the giraffe dude and the
No, that's CP9.
Okay.
I'm talking about before Alabasta, like man, that's where we meet Nico Robin. You find out they're all working for.
Oh yeah.
So before that, when it's just them,
right?
And then you're just like, and then the Princess of Alabasta is just like there. She's infiltrated it, and then you just watch her like basically bring you into the. It's like everything. I don't know. It's such a good way to write something. I don't know. It's really weird the way that they just like pull you into another story from this story that's kind of seemed like a side plot.
Right.
Like they pull you back into the main story from a side thing. It's really weird.
Right. To be honest, Robin was probably one of the weirdest characters to be introduced, in my opinion, because most of the characters, I don't know. For me, it felt like it made sense. Like when you met them and you saw like one of their struggles, Usopp. Well, really, Frankie, like any of them, like you saw something. There was some type of what's the word, like point of struggle between our heroes and whoever this person is, and you can kind of tell like, okay, this person's gonna turn and they're gonna end up joining the crew. Nico,
she was just out of nowhere.
Nico did not feel like that to me. Like all of a sudden, I was like, I wonder when this girl's gonna like disappear, and like freaking 100 chapters later, I'm like, she's still a part of. Oh, she's a part of the crew. Like
it's kind of like the way they introduce her. She's like working with what's his name, Crocodile.
Yeah,
and she saves Luffy because she just likes him for some reason.
Right.
and then she becomes part of the crew because he saves her life, and she's like, I don't have anywhere else to go. And the thing that I always felt was weird at the beginning when they first introduced her was like when they would show her wanted poster, her bounty, it was always her as a kid, and I was like, why the hell is her bounty as a kid? Like I never understood it, and they didn't explain it for a long time. And then they come back and show it. It's just like, oh, this is great, right? Like,
and she plays a large role going forward as well, like even farther into the future. I don't want to spoil anything for you on that, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know enough past that point to speak on it, but definitely a lot of those things are still, like, they don't just drop that. Like, it's still...
What do you think is your favorite, I guess I wouldn't say island, but kind of arc?
Personally, I feel like I'm a minority on this, but as far as I went, I got right past Thriller Bark, and I really do need to pick back up on it. But like, it's just been at this point like a daunting thing because it's like over 1,000.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, man, can I really catch up on this? But I like it. Like, I even got my boy Ace up here. Ace is probably my favorite character, and yes, I know what happens. Don't try to spoil nothing for me in the comments. So my favorite arc probably Skypiea, to be perfectly honest. I don't know why that one. I liked Usopp and trying to like fix up the ship, and like that was the last like the spirit of the ship. I liked that storyline within it. I still enjoyed like the dude, the main villain. I'm forgetting his name right now, but he was a dick, and it felt like such.
He's just God. That's
justice.
I forgot his name though.
It felt like justice that Luffy just happens to be rubber, the opposite of his ability, and like, yeah, dude, you're about to get your ass beat. Like, so I loved that storyline. That one was also the one with the giants, right, where they were talking, but it was just the battling in the sky.
Yeah, they weren't even giants. They were
right. So I like that, and I feel like
I loved how they resolved that too.
Right.
When what was his name? His ancestor was the guy that originally went to Sky Island.
Right.
And then he's like, oh, he really fucking did it. And then it shows the sky, and it's just Luffy big ass in the sky like this.
Yeah.
I love how they resolved that, dude.
Yeah, no, it's really good. So my question now, because you're watching, what other animes are you watching right now? Is there anything current that you're keeping up with?
Demon Slayer for sure.
Cool.
I'm not caught up on My Hero right now, but
I'm caught up on the manga for My Hero again. Like I read more. Mm-hmm. Dog, My Hero go hard.
I love
the manga right now. Like,
I love that show.
And the anime is catching up really fast to where the manga is at. Like I watched the anime and I'm keeping up with it, but like I'm a little bit behind on the anime because like since I've read the manga, I don't know, it just feels like some repeat to me and stuff. And they got some filler and some things that are different, but anyways, okay. So My Hero, Demon Slayer. Have you seen like I was about to say Samurai Champloo? No, Jujutsu Kaisen.
I just started and then I stopped to watch One Piece.
So those are like,
So,
I feel you. Okay, so that kind of answers my question.
I watched the first episode and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
No, Jujutsu Kaisen go hard,
It's
bro.
crazy. I'm looking forward to that one.
But the fact that you stopped it for One Piece kind of answers my question. Because I say those are some of like the more popular animes right now that a lot of people are talking about. So I was gonna say, how do you think One Piece? Because that's always been like one of the big three with an anime, right? Mm-hmm. And just how do you think it compares now? Like, do you think it's still?
I think it'll forever hold its own. I think it'll forever hold its own. Like I said, I think this is my favorite world, and I really, really love like Naruto, like writing wise, and I love the character development. Mm-hmm. But the way I'm watching One Piece go, that one might change.
I feel you.
Like, it might change.
We're gonna have to come back and talk when you actually do catch up as well, because I would like to do a comparison between where One Piece is now compared to like where Naruto's history has gone with Boruto and where Dragon Ball's gone into Dragon Ball Super. I won't deny it, One Piece, even though I haven't caught up with it, is probably holding up the best.
Honestly, yeah, because Boruto, I like Boruto, but like I haven't watched. I'm pretty behind right now.
I fell off on Boruto. Like I was reading it, I was trying to watch it.
It's not the same.
And I ain't gonna lie, like personally, I got bored with it. I was just like, this is not. Yeah, this ain't for me, and it's for the younger generation. That's what they're trying to do. And honestly, the same thing with Super, but like Dragon Ball's always my shit. Like I'm always gonna keep up with that. No, by no means is it the best fucking anime out there right now. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and say that it is, but I still enjoy it, so it's something that I still keep up with.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to know my opinions on that, go check out those episodes. But yeah, One Piece, it never went away. And the quality of it seems like it really just seems like it's only getting better.
That's
like
what everybody keeps telling. Every time I tell anybody I'm watching One Piece, and I'm like, oh, I really love this arc, they're like, it just literally gets better every next arc. And I'm like, wow, like how could they possibly do that? Like I don't understand.
Right.
Like, it doesn't seem plausible. But I mean, they haven't proved me. It hasn't proved me wrong yet. So
what was your hold up into getting into it? Was it just that it was so long? At that point?
It's just long as hell. It was like I don't have any type of attachment to this at that point. I was like, I don't have any attachment to this because I didn't grow up watching this. I don't really feel like watching 1,000 episodes or something.
No,
I don't know if it's good or not. And everybody keeps telling me it's good, but everybody tells me a lot of stuff is good. So
fair point, man. You cannot take everybody's.
But I mean, they were right.
Yeah, no, One Piece is just, yeah, again, it's got the best world building and character development, and it's crazy that these characters still have room for development, even where they're over 1,000 chapters, over 1,000 episodes in, and they still have ways to like develop these characters and new places for them to go. And apparently Oda has the conclusion thought up in his head, and I had read something one time, I don't know if this is true or not, but like, because people are always trying to guess, like, well, this is how it's going to end. This is what the One Piece really is, right? There is a One Piece. It's not like friendship or something, like Oda has said. There is a treasure. And, but apparently, I read something that said that anytime somebody got close or, like, guessed what it was, he, like, changes it. And he's like, oh, no, I'm going to go this other direction with it.
That's ridiculous. Who do you think your favorite character is?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I like Zoro. I like Zoro. I like Luffy a lot too, but I'm a Zoro fan. Like he's just the badass cool one, right? He's the suave. Like
it honestly makes me it gets me really annoyed how much of a womanizer Sanji is.
But Sanji's badass too.
He's also fire. I feel like it's annoying how much of that he does though. Like
from my understanding, he develops on that. He does get better, from my understanding.
Good, because it gets on my nerves, but I still do love him. Like Sanji's fire. Like,
nah, he's the Brock of the group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pokemon fans out there.
I love Zoro too. I think.
So what's your favorite arc and who's your favorite character? You asked me these questions.
My favorite arc
so far. You gotta say so far.
So far, you know. I really want to say it's between Skypiea and Alabasta, but honestly, that CP9, just between Enies Lobby and what is it? Ocean 7 or something?
Right.
That whole arc, I don't even know if that's two separate. I feel like that's one arc, isn't it? Like it feels like it's two different ones because they're on two different islands, but. like from Ocean 7 to Annie's Lobby and then back to Ocean 7. Like it feels
I think that's all technically Ennis Lobby. I think that all is technically one
that
arc.
arc is crazy.
I think. Yeah. And these arcs like aren't necessarily short either. That's what's also wild.
Yeah, that one's really long. Yeah. And I like that that's the first time we see Luffy like level up.
Right.
In a sense, like we see him get stronger. He like every time he fights somebody, it's just like, oh, he's better at fighting now. But this is the first time you see him like change. Like,
so yeah, the way that they level up, that is something else that I like. Is it, again, like the mechanics and character development of everything is the way that Luffy does Gear 1, Gear 2, Gear 3. Like it's very different from like going Super Saiyan and just powering up, and like the way that Dragon Ball works and it just being like a number thing. It seems to be tactical and knowing his own body to be able to manipulate it in that way with the devil fruit power that he has.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember if Thriller Bark gets into that, but there is another ability that people have. Why is my mind gonna go blank on me right now? It's like an aura or like a thing that they give off, and y'all are gonna hate me. Whoever's watching this is a big One Piece fan. Like y'all don't even know fucking One Piece, and y'all sitting here talking about it. It doesn't mean that we can't respect it, okay? But anyways, like there's a whole other Hakai.
I haven't seen it. That hasn't popped up yet, so I don't know.
Okay, well there's basically like another, like they've hinted at it at this point for where you're at. I know, but you haven't like understood necessarily what it is yet. So there's basically another ability, and it's not like a devil fruit related thing. Like just different people have it, and like it relates to other great pirates and shit. So like then there's development within that ability, and then there's like I think like a fusion of it. But now, from spoilers of what I've read, like there's a way to like fully master the devil fruit, and they have like a new, like basically going Super Saiyan with the devil fruit. Like there's a new ability, but it's like again like the way that they build it, it just makes more sense, and it's not just like, oh, you got emotional, plot, you get a power up and now you're just strong or whatever. Like they actually really build, and like it works within the world that they have, right? Yeah. Which is interesting to me.
One thing I want to say that I want to ask you if it's different in the manga. One thing I didn't like is after Ennis Lobby, when they go back and they're waiting to get like a ship, where you find out that Luffy's grandpa is a vice admiral, and you find out who his dad is. It just felt very random as hell and abrupt. I feel like they had already hinted at the dad because he showed up and he was just like, who the fuck is this dude?
Right.
He showed up when he was fighting, when he was trying to escape from Smoker.
Right.
Like, when was that? Was that before Alabasta?
That's no, that's right after Alabasta. Because they pull up after the after Alligator dude, right? That's Alabasta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they showed him and he like saved him, and he was just like.
That's around the time Ace shows up as well.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm gonna put my bet on him. It's just like, who the hell is this dude? Okay, but just that random ass reveal where he just shows up and he's like, Grandpa, and then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, this is your dad.
Yeah.
I feel like that was very. Is that how it happens? Like they just.
No, that's how it happens in the manga.
Literally just go.
It's abrupt.
That's your dad, and I'm your grandpa.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I don't know why. But
no, I agree to that, because out of everything else that's so thought through within the anime and manga, to just have something pop up, it feels out of place for it, because it's just not what they built up to at that point. No, I agree to that.
But also, they had already showed.
And honestly, and I thought it was weird. Like I remember when I was reading it, I was hung up on Ace because I was like, his brother. Like, what are you talking about? We just had this backstory. He was alone. All he had was Shanks. Who the fuck is Ace? Like, right? And then you find out that there was like somebody else that was there too, and I can't necessarily remember. I need to go back and read. Like, I definitely. This is making me realize that I need to get more into One Piece. So are you going to end up getting a One Piece tattoo? Is that going to make it?
I might, because honestly, it's becoming one of my favorites very fast.
What do you
I
think
feel like there's other ones I need to get first though. Like I need to get Goner Killua. I mean, probably gonna get Killua.
Okay.
Because that one's gonna be first.
Do you feel like Killua just resonates with you more?
No, I just think he's fire. I just really like that when he's trying to master his stuff. Like he just electrocutes himself.
Yeah.
Like over and over again.
He just builds up that power. Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. I like him a lot. He did that in like a day.
Yeah.
Or like 3 days or something like that.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I like Killua, so I'm probably gonna get him.
Have you finished all of Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, I've watched it. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, all of that's out. Yeah,
Okay,
I've
so all the way through the ant,
I've watched it a couple times.
the killer ant,
I saw a meme one time where it was like, let me watch a new anime, and it was like, I'll just watch Hunter x Hunter again. And that's really how I was. Like, I watched it a couple times.
Hunter x Hunter is definitely really good. So then there's a question on that one. How do you feel? Because Hunter x Hunter is honestly probably one of the other best character development. I don't know if I feel like the world building and the mechanics of the world work. Like, it's great in Hunter x Hunter, but I don't think that it's necessarily better than One Piece personally. But character development wise, Hunter x Hunter is like probably one of, if not the best character development. But then One Piece is really good too. Like,
I don't know. I'm not far enough in One Piece, but I will say,
how many episodes are there of Hunter x Hunter? All the way through the Chimera
Not
Ant.
a lot. Like, it's a lot for a regular
it's over.
show,
It's over
but
300 though,
not a
right?
lot. Yeah. But
So
it's not a
comparing
lot.
300 episodes to 300 episodes.
I feel like out of the two, if I had to compare an arc, just one, let me say, if I had to compare which one I feel like has a better arc, I think that nothing can stand against that Chimera Ant arc. I love that. I love that arc so much.
It is. That one is really interesting.
Really
That's
good,
a long ass arc.
It's a really
too,
good
though.
test of morals and like, and that character development during that arc is it happens fast.
It happens fast for some characters, and then it's kind of slow for others. Like the King, like his development was like on a dime, pretty much.
You honestly watch him and Gon switch. Like you watch.
Yeah,
them
no, and so
Gon's humanity goes away.
I don't mean to just switch this up into a Hunter x Hunter conversation, but here we go. Like, but yeah, no, just how he's looked at, like the Chimera Ants are looked at as the villain, but then like what the Master does. Why is my mind going blank on his name? The atomic bomb that he blows in order to take him out, and like how he's willing to hurt himself to do it. And then also you look at how Gon just gets so consumed with revenge against why is my mind going blank on me?
Piccolo?
Yeah, who's technically actually a dude.
Yeah, I thought it was a girl for
Yeah, everybody thought Frieza was a girl too, though. So I don't know. But yeah, no. So like he just gets so wrapped up in his revenge that like him and Killua pretty much flip as characters at that point.
That's very true.
So Killua starts off as like just the self-absorbed one. He doesn't care. He'll do anything to like reach his goal. But then he becomes, by the end of the Chimera Ant arc, he becomes the one trying to protect his friend, and Gon becomes the one not giving a fuck. Like he was like, I will sacrifice anything, everybody to get revenge on this bitch. Like it's just the dynamics of how they flip, and then like is like are the Chimera Ants the bad ones at that point? Like
they're just trying to live.
At that point, like
just do what
they were bad up to
bad.
that point, but then at that point, it's like,
It's like who's to decide who's supposed to be alive and who's not?
and that's so
Like,
and that's
who's
so
to
real.
decide? That's a good. I just love that arc. But I mean, there are amazing ass arcs in One Piece so far that I do think stand up to it. But I feel like I resonate with that arc of Hunter x Hunter so much. So I'm just like, I don't know. This is one of the best. Like, this is one of the best parts of anime I've seen. Like,
I feel you.
I think I might be. I'm not far enough in One Piece. I think that One Piece might end up being my favorite on the cool. Like,
Honestly,
the pace it's going right now, it's probably going to become my favorite.
Anybody that I've talked to that has read it or watched it, that's pretty much what they all say. Like Hunter x Hunter tends to come up in the conversation as like probably one of the best animes and mangas ever too. But anybody I've talked to, they're just like, the farther you get into One Piece, the more that you end up loving it. So like, I don't know. I need to bite that bullet and dive back in, because I think I got to like, it was over 300 something chapters is where I got, like 400 something. I can't remember. It's after Thriller Bark that I got, and the only reason why I kind of fell off was I just got busy around that time, and then I meant to like go back and read it and pick it up, and like I don't know, I never did. And oddly enough, I'm actually reading Yu-Gi-Oh right now.
Interesting.
And
Let's go into Yu-Gi-Oh in a second, but I gotta tell you my favorite character because I didn't say that yet.
Oh yeah.
My favorite character. Man, I feel like I like them all for different reasons, but oh man. I think I might have.
I feel
to
like you're a
pick.
Sanji.
I might have to pick. I like Sanji, but hell no. I feel like I like Zoro more too, but I do like how aloof Luffy is. Like,
I
he's
feel
just
that.
like...
You know, I said Zoro, and then I like Luffy. But to be perfectly honest, I actually like Frankie too. Frankie's probably
Frankie is fire, and I like how you find out he's not even that. Like, you think he's a bad guy,
right?
He beats the.
And you think that he's gonna have some type of devil fruit, and he doesn't. And and he gets upgrades and shit. Like I do like Frankie a lot, and cyborg shit's cool.
I might have to say Luffy though. Luffy? I mean, no, even though I guess it's a cop out because he's the main character, but like,
no, it ain't a cop out. I mean, they're the main character
because like Goku's super like dumb, obviously.
Now, I don't want to get. Let's not get into that right now.
But like Luffy is like, he's not even. I don't even think it's stupid. He's just like childish. He's just like a child, and then he's aloof. Like he doesn't get it.
I'm gonna get into it now. See, that's how Goku originally was. It wasn't until Super that Goku basically became his own stereotype.
Yeah, he's just dumb as hell.
Yeah, like he got super fucking dumbed down in Super. If anybody, please, because I've found out that there's kids now. Like I got nieces and nephews that watch anime and like comics and stuff now, and there's a lot of people out there that surprisingly all they've seen is Super. Mm-hmm. They haven't seen Dragon Ball. They haven't seen Dragon Ball Z. Go back and watch Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball
more than Dragon Ball Z. I'll be honest.
It's a whole Dragon Ball is an entirely different story. Like
I like it more.
Genre wise, it's more comedic up until you get to the Piccolo arc, pretty much. So up until then, because then it's like a lot more action back, but there's more comedy, and I don't know, the tournament arcs got some more action. And bottom line, Dragon Ball the original is a lot more fantasy and still adventure and definitely action, definitely still action, but there's a lot more comedy to it and there's a lot more fantasy to it. And then you get into Z and it's mostly just action. I guess fantasy is still the correct word, but it's like more aliens and not as much magic. And there's still magic and stuff. Like that's what Boo is. I'm sorry, I'm getting like super sidetracked. Dragon Ball is my thing. Bottom line of what I was trying to say on that though is Goku was not always stupid. Yeah, he did have values. He did have morals. He was just a joyful person. And then now he's an idiot.
He's definitely an idiot. He's definitely an idiot now.
But what were you about to say? My bad.
No, I was just saying we can go back to Yu-Gi-Oh. I want to hear how you feel about Yu-Gi-Oh.
So I picked up on Yu-Gi-Oh recently because again when I was younger, like in high school, I was reading Yu-Gi-Oh and the original Yu-Gi-Oh arc is very, very different, and it's actually rooted in horror. It's not just about card games. That's not actually until like the second. So similar to how in America Dragon Ball is split the red manga and then Z is like the white manga and it's like split between the arcs. Yu-Gi-Oh starts off before like it starts off with Yugi meeting Joey. Whereas if all of you ever seen is the anime, like they kind of skip that part of the story. They already are friends and stuff.
And for some reason he's from Jersey.
Right. Even though they're in Japan.
If you watched it in English.
Yeah, and it's Joey and Tristan, but in the manga it's I can't even say Joey's name. It's Junji or something like that, and then it's not Tristan, it's Honda. Dude's name is Honda. But anyways, the original manga, and I was always intrigued by the original manga when I was younger because I would order the Shonen Jump, like classics, like the books themselves, not just the individual manga, but the one that had the compendiums of the manga. Yu-Gi-Oh was in that. That's actually how I got into like Ice Shield 21, which is a football manga. That's how I got into Hunter x Hunter when that actually like first came out as a manga. I read the very first debut of that within the Shonen Jump magazine. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh was one of them, and it always caught my eye because it was not what I was seeing on TV. It's dark. Yugi, when he gets possessed by the Pharaoh, dude was killing fucking kids left and right, putting them in comatose. Like the initial run, it's about 56 chapters. The initial run, and it's very much grounded in horror. There's Kaiba and Mokuba. They want to kill Yugi basically as revenge for beating both of them at their own games. They create Death Tower, which is like an amusement park with all these different games within it. And Kaiba sets loose a dude named like Chopper Man, I think was his name. And he's a serial killer. And he puts Yugi trapped in a room with a fucking serial killer who grabs a chainsaw to, like, kill these motherfuckers. Like, and that's not even, like, the worst of it. Yugi plays shadow games with, like, bullies and stuff. And literally makes them go comatose. He makes one of them...
Like, banishes their souls and shit?
Not necessarily. So there's, like, different levels to the Shadow Realm within the manga. And, like, a low-level one is you just get... you get absorbed in your own, like, psyche, and it'll, like, wear off. And it feeds off of, like, whatever the weakness, whatever your heart's weakness is. And that, like, plays against them. But then, like, each level deeper that you go into it, the more you get trapped within the Shadow Realm. And, like, the final one is, yeah, your soul is, like, banished. Like, it's gone. But, so there's, like, one bully, this one's pretty messed up, where he loves to sing. And he would do this karaoke show, and he would enforce people to go watch his show and purchase a ticket to his karaoke show. And he would bully people into going to watch him perform, right? And he was just self-absorbed. So Yugi ends up trapping him into a shadow game, and all the games are different. So again, they're never actually playing, like, Duel Monsters, the card game, not until the next part of the manga. At this point, when the Pharaoh takes over, he makes up games on the spot, and they're going to play, like, whatever game he makes up. So it's, like, different games that you get. And the one that he made up with that guy was, like, it was the silent game, basically. It was like, you can't make a noise. But the dude's holding his microphone. And he's getting so, like, amped up that Yugi's about to mess up because there was something, like, setting on Yugi's drink on his glass or whatever, and it was about to fall, and if it fell, Yugi was going to lose. So he's like, all right, I got him, like, he's about to win, and his heart starts beating, and it starts beating so loud that it picks up on the microphone that he's holding. So then it ends up beating into the speakers that he has turned all the way up because he was doing his karaoke thing, and he loses the match because of that, and his punishment is that he starts hearing his own heartbeat in his ears, and it just keeps getting louder and louder and louder until it drives him insane. His own heartbeat drives him insane. Pretty messed up.
Yeah, it's not cool.
And that's not, and again, I don't even think, like, that's the worst one. Like, there's some where he literally lights bullies on fire. There's another one where, like, this gang uses yo-yos to fight them, and Yugi and Joey get cornered by this gang, essentially. And Yugi uses a yo-yo to punch hole. They're on a roof, like a tin roof, and he punches a hole around the tin roof to where they collapse through and fall, like, 5 stories. They dead.
I feel like
they dead. Like, Yugi just killed 5 people.
The story of Yugi is a schizophrenic child that uses his alter ego to deal with bullies, and he's just a modern day school shooter.
That boy goes wild, bro. No, like, for real. Like, he goes intense. And there's another one where it's really stupid where, so, like, what's her name? Now we're on a whole Yugi tantrum, whatever. What's her name? Anzu. That's her name in the comics. I forgot what her name is in the anime. I can't remember if they
I don't know what her name is.
But you know who I'm talking about.
I know, yeah, the girl.
So, you know, she's got a crush on the Pharaoh Yugi, the adult Yugi. So she takes Yugi to, like, an amusement park, and like a splash town, basically. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'm gonna put myself into danger to get the other Yugi to come out, because anytime she's in danger, the other Yugi comes out and saves her. So she's like, I want to see the other Yugi. This bitch, this dude comes up to hit on her, and he's like, oh, it's a perv, and she, like, starts saying that this dude's harassing or whatever, and all he did is he walked up and he was just like, hey, you here alone? Like, what's up? Like, come talk to me or whatever. Like, he wasn't being, I think he was hitting on her, but he wasn't being like that. And she was like, oh no, he's trying to molest me, pretty much, is what she shouts in the park. And then, like, 10 dudes come up and start beating the shit out of that guy.
Oh, man.
And Yugi didn't even see it happen. They find out that there's a bomber at the park that's been going around and blowing stuff up, like, at different, like, buildings and stuff. It's like a serial bomber that's going around. Well, they start evacuating the park, and this bitch, toxic as fuck, decides, oh no, I'm gonna go get in the Ferris wheel, and I'm gonna make Yugi try to save me from this fucking bomber. Dog, toxic. Like, you putting yourself life-death situations and then act surprised when you actually about to die.
Never mind. Women ain't... You can finish the sentence.
No, Yugi definitely understands that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, no, the original manga, why I started reading it, I'm almost done. I'm on chapter like 50 something. I think it's like there's either 53 or 56 chapters. So I'm almost done with like that first arc, and I'll probably continue just because I'm curious about how the actual dual monsters part of the story, how that compares. Because I've seen all of the anime.
I remember watching it, and then I stopped watching it when they kept making different ones with like different people.
Oh, I don't GX, nah.
And they would do like dice, and then they were like, I was like, well, they did dice in the original one, actually.
They did. And actually, that's some of those games that you saw that were filler in the anime are actually a part of that original arc. They just did it differently in the anime and like put it in a different place.
Yeah, I just once they started switching over to that new guy with the brown hair, I was just like, okay, I don't even know what this is anymore.
Yeah, no.
Then they started like riding scooters or something. I don't even remember. They started like riding scooters around. I feel like
Yu-Gi-Oh ends when the Pharaoh makes it back to his time. Like that's when Yu-Gi-Oh ends to me. But yeah, no, I do recommend anybody, because I'm going to put up a picture of what Yugi looks like, and it's evil. Like, Pharaoh possessed Yugi is possessed. Like, it's some other shit. Like, that is not meant for kids. They talk about porno in that. Like, Joey lends Yugi a porno, and like they talk about that. Like, it's very adult for like
that's crazy.
A little manga.
Back to One Piece.
Very, very long tangent.
Abrupt back to One Piece. Oh my god.
One Piece still meant for kids, or I don't know. Is it? Do you think One Piece is meant for kids?
I mean, he definitely kills people.
He definitely does. But I mean, like,
people die all the time, but it's like they kind of allude to it, but they never really. Well, I mean, they do show it. But like the first time I feel like they ever say that he kills somebody is in his lobby when he's like, yeah, right. They just saw him and he's dead. Luffy killed him. Like, that's the first time I feel like they said it. But he's definitely killing people. Like,
that's true, but I don't know if that. I mean, yeah, I guess it's not necessarily meant for kids, but kids still be watching that stuff.
Yeah. Also, it's not
kids.
It's not that apparent.
Kids watch you. Kids watch. You watch you.
I like that show.
That's wild. Kids watch things that they probably shouldn't watch. And kids are watching Squid Game. Like,
yeah, that show's crazy.
Yeah, that show's intense.
Yeah, I feel like it's meant for kids.
Yeah,
more meant for kids than a lot of the other stuff.
It sounds like it's more meant for kids than Yu-Gi-Oh was.
Oh my gosh.
Well, to kind of like, I guess, wrap things up. You would say Yu-Gi-Oh. You would say One Piece. Man, it got me on too much of a tangent. One Piece, it still holds up. Do you think it's something that these kids these days should definitely go back and watch if all they're familiar with is the newer stuff?
I'd say so. They might be upset with like the animation when it first starts. Maybe because like I know they're already used to like Demon Slayer looks beautiful. So like I know they're already used to stuff like that.
Okay, look, Demon Slayer looks great.
Yeah,
and it's a good manga anime in my opinion. Mm-hmm. It's got the worst character development though,
probably,
than any. Like there is, from where I've gotten to in it, there is like zero character development. So
yeah, you kids. Like I'm just saying it looks. What I'm saying is like aesthetically.
Oh, aesthetically, it's amazing.
It's beautiful, and then like if you go and start at One Piece, it's like the screen it's a square, and the rest of it's like black.
I mean,
and then it's like really old looking. So I mean, I'm just saying, be prepared to look at that. But like, it's still amazing. Like, it's amazing.
Maybe that's the reason why kids probably wouldn't really be into like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z anymore. Especially Dragon Ball. Like, it's very old animation at this point. You could go back and watch Dragon Ball in 2000. I want to say 11 or 12, maybe even 15. I can't remember. It was later. They did do a movie that basically like summarized the entire series. Path to Power. So like if a kid wanted to watch that, kind of get a context of it, maybe that would work. I'm getting so sidetracked, but you're right. Animation style and kids are definitely have, not just kids, people in general definitely judge things a lot on the aesthetic at this point.
But I mean, but where I'm at already now, it already looks
like way better.
It's already keeping up with everything that's out right now.
You think it's?
I mean, it's not.
That's still like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
bro.
It's not like how the fight scenes in like the Broly movie look like. It's not like that, but like it still looks good.
Yeah,
like, it looks good.
I don't know how I feel about Dragon Ball's next animation style for their next movie, Dragon Ball Superhero. They're incorporating 3D animation within that, and it just doesn't personally. Not just 3D animation, like CGI, they're incorporating into it, which they did a little bit in Brawly, but
that looked like some of those fight scenes looked like they were from a game. Superhero
is like entirely, and it's over the top. It's like with some 2D elements sprinkled on top instead of the other way around, and it's. Personally, I mean, some people seem to be into it. It seems to be polarizing. Some people are either into it or they're not. And I feel like, not Shueisha, Toei is trying out this animation style on Dragon Ball because one, Dragon Ball is always going to sell. It's going to do well. And depending on how people receive the animation style of this, they might then try to incorporate it into like other shows and stuff. It might be like the testing ground.
Interesting.
Just my opinion. I don't know though. They also just might be fucking around. I don't know. But bottom line, One Piece still great. You're definitely gonna get a tattoo at some point.
Definitely holds up.
Definitely holds up. Seems like it actually, like we didn't talk too much about as it relates to the manga, but it sounds like it's pretty spot on. I gotta read it and then maybe I'll catch up and watch it. When you get farther along, when you finish.
When I finish, I'll probably finish in the next.
So we're gonna have to come back and talk about it again. You finish the anime. I'm gonna go back and read the manga, and when I'm caught up and you're caught up, we'll come back and do another comparison, and then really dive deep on how it's been developed and
I'll
how it holds up
probably
today.
catch up very quickly is the thing. Cause
You're probably gonna catch up faster than I will.
Last week I was on like 250.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a slow reader too, so you can have to like slow that down a little bit.
I'm at 340 something. So
I'm definitely a slow reader.
I literally sit there and watch, and the episodes are like 15 minutes.
So oh, really? Oh, because they had commercials and stuff. That makes
no,
sense.
they have like, well, yeah, they do. Like
they
when
did.
they air it.
Yeah.
And then like the intros are long as hell. The song is so long. I never realized how long it's so long. Like I've been fast forwarding through it.
Reminds me of
the first 5 minutes is just recap.
Have you seen Black Clover?
Mm-mm.
Some of their intros are actually like super fucking dope, and then some of them not so much in my opinion. But their intros are pretty long.
You know, I like Black Butler. I like
Black Butler. I haven't seen that one. What's that?
It's pretty good.
Is it on Funimation?
There's like I don't know. I know I watched it on like Hulu or something.
Okay.
But there's like 2 of them. I didn't watch the second one because I didn't like it. But the first one, Black Butler, is pretty good. I liked it a lot.
All right, so Black Butler. Note, I gotta go.
Check
I
out
gotta go
Black
back
Butler.
and check out Black Butler.
It's pretty good.
Well, appreciate you coming through. I'm gonna have to see. We'll talk a little bit after this if I can get you to do like a little live performance. If that's at the end of this. If not, then y'all just need to go check out his music and definitely check out some One Piece and get some culture in your veins, you youngins out there, because y'all don't know what good anime is.
Don't.
I shouldn't be mean. Some of them have good taste. Some of y'all youngsters have been putting me on to some good shit.
Probably have better taste than me.
I don't know, man. Yeah, you put me on to some good shit. I feel we've had some good conversations. You into some good shit. I like the Gurren Lagann. We on the same page. Hey, if anybody likes Gurren Lagann, you okay in my book.
Gurren Lagann is amazing. I literally have the cord.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's your power. Until next time, Russ and
my name's Dende.
peace, deuces, Audi, whatever it is.